Hello. Welcome back to a Beholdle, everyone's favourite 3.5e D&D monster guessing game. It's morning time. Can you tell? I can't say the thing. I can't say it. My brain isn't awake yet. It's early. We're doing an early Beholdle because I'm still on week 3 of waiting for my background check, so I've got no work. So we're going to do Beholdle, and then I'm going to go shopping. What am I saying? Oh God, brain, please. Yeah, I had something else to say. I haven't looked in Discord yet, but I did notice as the message flashed by on my phone, someone saying there's a potential alignment mistake in today's entry. Now, that may or may not be true. I don't know. I noticed when we had the Huecover, someone said there was a spelling mistake in the Huecover's name, and it turns out that is both true and false. It was spelt differently in 1st and 2nd edition, but that was revised in 3rd, 4th, and 5th. We are using the correct spelling from 3rd edition, and what's more, that spelling was changed to better align with the original spelling of the mythological creature, so it was a correction in and of itself. It could be that today's alignment thing is something I have purposely changed to fix something. There are a couple of entries in the database where this is true. One of the most notable is the... I think it's called a hippogriff. Is it the hippogriff or something? Hippo something. It's like basically a seahorse that the aquatic elves ride. And there are 2 versions of it in the books. And one version, for whatever reason, is chaotic neutral and all the rest are chaotic good, including previous editions and future editions. And the description even mentions how good it is in the chaotic neutral version. And it is largely considered to be a typo in the books that was not errated. And so I have fixed it. So if it is that entry, that's why. It might not be the only one where that is the case. So we will see if it's a genuine mistake. And if it is, I will fix it. Which means everyone else today is going to get a different puzzle to the one that I'm doing. Because when I alter the database, it resets the random function for you all. So that'll be fun. But maybe what I'll do is I'll do the correction after lunch, because maybe I'll spend an hour putting some more entries in, just for fun. So everyone will just get wacky puzzles today. And that'll be a fun thing for everyone. And a lot of people who don't follow me, people who are playing this game who don't watch these vids or go to the forum or know anything that's going on with it, so they won't even know that that's a thing where we've tracked down this bug that if I change anything, it changes the randomator. And I can't figure out why. And I can't figure out a way to lock it in. And I don't need to, because once the database is finished, that won't ever be an issue again. But while it's a work in progress, it's always going to be an issue. Right, I've rambled enough. Let's get some Beholdle going. I need to explain, don't I, how it works. It's Wordle, but with D&D monsters. 4,000 of them, near enough, in a database. They have these wonderful criteria here that explain what they are. And there's a reason why these are the criteria. Some people have said, like, sometimes you'll get a green and it's not right, like a full green. Because obviously these are quite basic and overlap. But this was designed not as a Wordle game, but as a way to actually, it's just an index. It was just a way to look up monsters in the books. Because I have like a lot of books, and if I'm looking for, like, let's say my players are going to the Shadow Plane, and they're level 9, I can just go into the database and just go, show me everything that lives in the Shadow Plane between CR, let's say, 5 and 10, and it'll just spit them out, and then I can just look, okay, I can grab the books off the shelves that it lists, go to the page numbers, find the monsters, job's done. So that's how it works. In case you're wondering, that's how it works. And then somewhere down the line, I was just like, you know, it would be fun. You know, it would tickle my pickle a lot, is if I had, like, you know, if I weaponized it into a Wordle. Just for me, and it turns out it is fun and I like it. So neutral, which supposedly cannot be relied on. I guess we'll find out. Interesting, this MM1. Maybe this is a genuine mistake. Then it's possible. It's possible. I put all of these in by hand, so there's going to be a few mistakes, but I feel like we've fixed the majority of them. So MM1, smaller than CR6, smaller than huge, extraplanar or water, but not an elemental. Interesting. So what would you normally consider to be a true neutral extraplanar creature that isn't an elemental? Let me think. I mean, outsider springs to mind, but outsider with a potential. The thing is, now that I've seen that message about the alignment being wrong, I'm gonna second guess myself all the way through, aren't I? I mean, we can make some value decisions here. It's not an NPC, not a vermin. It is almost certainly not a dragon. What else? I guess first things first, we need to know if we're dealing with extraplanar or water, don't we? So we guess something that's extraplanar just to see if it's there. So for example, should we get like a small outsider of sorts? Can't spell, like a mephit. Or but like just a small demon. Okay, it is water. So it's a water outsider, CR2. But not an elemental. Small water outsider. What? This is from the MM1. It's CR2. It's not from the plane of water either. I mean, we've seen weird. I mean, we saw the dragon yesterday that had the water subtyping for no reason. Small water outsider. Presumably from an outer plane, then. From an outer plane. This is weird. Oh, it's not small. It's medium or large. Oh. I don't know why small locked into my brain. Early morning brain. I'm going to blame it on early morning brain. So, God. But still, CR2. Has a water type. We can't necessarily rely on alignment. The water typing is definitely throwing me off a lot here. Especially with it being an outsider as well. Like we know there's a magical beast in there with a water typing. An outsider. Can't be a plain touch Genasi. They're not in the MM1, and they're native. So, I mean, And I don't think they have the water subtype. They're just native. Water Drake, I don't know what it is. I don't know which book it's from. I don't think it's the MM1. None of these from the MM1. So this is something different. There is what is the thing called? Is it a sea cat or a sea lion? Because there's a sea. It's like it's not a sea lion as in a sea lion, but a sea lion. Might be the sea cat I'm thinking of. That's a magical beast. Okay. So it's not light. So it is medium. Which does like almost suggest some sort of humanoid. So if you're an outsider, you're usually humanoid in shape. Not always some outliers, but at the very least of human-ish intelligence. Again, like you've got imps and mephits and stuff. It's a bit hit and miss. But this is also listed as material plane. Oh my god! So it's something that's fucky no matter what, isn't it? Temperate aquatic. So it is aquatic. It's aquatic. It's from the material plane. But it's an outsider. This is a wild entry. What could it be? What could it be? I'm starting to think it's something animalistic. What sort of like because the neutral alignment? If we're trusting the alignment, the neutral alignment outsider makes me think it's basically magical beast but smarter, right? What is it? What is this fucking thing? It just goes to show you that, like, there's still, after all these years, there's still things in the MM1 that will just absolutely surprise you. I think we have to forget the water subtyping for a bit and just lean into the temperate aquatic environment. That is basically just normal water. So we're talking, generally it's not necessarily sea based. Temperate aquatic is usually, I mean, it can be sea based. Think like the Med, or like lakes quite often. The question is, do we? There's not going to be any stupid. Will water words serve us well here? And I don't think they will. Is merfolk? Are merfolk considered outsiders? Are they in the MM1? I mean, let's check. They are, but they are humanoid and aquatic. Whatever this thing is, it's like, well, it has the water subtype, which is basically, I feel like some people give it that instead of aquatic without knowing what it means, and I think that we've seen that a couple of times already. We saw it with the dragon yesterday, and I feel like this could be another case where that is true. So not merfolk. Oh, it wasn't the hippogriff, it was the hippocampus. I've just remembered. That's what that stupid seahorse thing is called. Which is a silly name for it. But that's what it's called. So okay, what are the? I'm starting to think like, what other fishmen is there in like, so who are gonna not outsiders, right? Surely not. And they're aquatic. They're definitely aquatic typed. There's another one though that's like, I thought it was called like the Loqua or something, but it's not the Thokwa, but there's like the Locath or something. Hmm. Maybe I imagined that, or maybe I'm spelling it wrong in my brain. Oh, wait, are the. Oops. They're not in the MM1, though, surely. I think they're in OA. And I think they're. I don't think they're outsiders. Um. Huh. Man, I'm just at a brick wall right now. I have no inspiration here. This was a tough one from poor old Morning Sharon to have to deal with. Let's see. It's an outsider. We're on the right lines with temperate aquatic. So whatever it is, it lives near merfolk sea cats. There's some sort of special crab. A lobster. I'm Little Mermaiding it. Like, what other creatures do we remember from Little Mermaid? Is there anything that would fit? Is there like some sort of ethereal octopus? Is there a micro kraken? That would actually, I mean, note to self, micro kraken. That's a great idea. Oh my god, can you imagine a micro kraken as a an aquatic familiar? That'd be really good. It'd be like, like Boo the miniature giant space hamster. Micro kraken. Man, where are we going here? Where are we going? What else? What else is in the MM1 that is? Oh, man, I don't want the water thing to mislead me, because it might have nothing to do with water, much like the stupid dragon from the other day. In fact, it could just be like, I think we're dancing around the point that, like, well, a mephit is not medium though. I guess it would be a steam mephit for water, although ice could be water cold. Steam is water air, but they're not. They're outsiders from a plane. Oh, apparently fire. There you go. But they are from the MM1, but they're small. Are they all small? Do mephits vary in size? Are there bigger mephits? No, but they are all extra plane attacked, as they should be for outsiders. I don't think it's a method. I think we're going off the wrong side there. It's a dragon turtle. How strong is a dragon turtle? It's literally a dragon. Again, right environment. We're sliding around the correct half, right hand half of the table, but the left hand half is where we're struggling. There wasn't a small form of the. Oh, there is. Damn it. Oh, come on. Okay. What else? What else do we find in the sea that's an outsider? What other watery outsiders is there? And look how consistently we've hit the MM1 as well. Like, you gotta appreciate that we're sticking to our guns here by not going off book. Okay. I can't wait to see what this is. Like, I'm genuinely, like, the curiosity is burning. Because I can't, like, it's either like there's two reactions when it's this difficult, right? There's the I can't believe I missed that. I'm so fucking stupid. And then there's just like, what is that? What is that? Where I've never heard of it. How have I never heard of it? I feel like this is one of those where I'm gonna kick myself. But for the life of me, I can't even look down what type of outsider this is. To be honest, outsider with plain set to material means it's likely one that we're going to debate on the forum and revise when we do the big database revision. Because there really shouldn't be any outsiders on the material plane unless they have the native subtype. But sometimes things are classed as an outsider and then it's never specified what their home plane is. So we may revise those to just none, where it's clear that they just don't come from the material. And some are explicitly given the material. There's in one of the Faerun books, there's something that is clearly an outsider and yet clearly given a material plane home, and it's like, this just doesn't work. You're literally conflicting yourself in the book. Oh, hey, Thunder. What the hell is this, Thunder? What the fuck? What is this outsider that doesn't have a proper home plane? I mean, with the water subtyping, it's obviously going to be from the plane of water and just isn't listed properly. Much like, I mean, well, yeah. I was going to say, I'm reminded of when we were looking at the gargoyle and it has the earth typing for like no fucking reason whatsoever. Or the dragon from yesterday. It's a botch stat block. Yeah, I can believe it. But I can't even think, like, it's obviously aquatic, but not aquatic, water typed rather than aquatic. You reckon there's an error with the data entry? We'll find out when we solve it if that's true. Don't forget, there are one or two things where I've tried to fix them. So it could be that one that I've quote unquote fixed, and I don't think so. Not in the MM1. I think the MM1 was just copied verbatim. So. But you say there's a mistake with alignment, I think. Is that right? What the hell are you? The CR2 as well, which is like so low down. Like that's weaker than a Mephit. It's not something stupid like a fucking Will-O-Wisp, is it? No. Will-O-Wisps famously not incorporeal. Even a Will-O-Wisp is CR6 though. Like whatever this thing is, it is pathetic. Is it? Oh man. There's not like an aquatic goblin or something, is there? Why am I thinking there's a creature? Because there's some creatures that have just water variants. Oh, it's not like a is there an Undine? Sort of where I'm leaning though thematically. Oh, there's the Kelpie in the MM1? Green folio. Faye, naturally. It was a Triton. Oh, you son of a bitch. Are they neutral good? Is that the error? MM1 245. Oh. 245. Oh, they are native then. So they are native outsiders. That's wild. Tritons are thought to originate from the elemental plane of water, but have migrated to the material plane. Then they're not native outsiders, are they? They're outsiders from the plane of water. Oh, God. I hate it. Oh, I see why I've accidentally put them as neutral. If you look at the stat block, it says alignment, usually neutral. And then on the next line, good. So I've either had my finger over that, or I've just looked at that line and gone, usually neutral, cool. That's so annoying. That explains why they have the water subtype and speak Aquan. They're basically they're just not native outsiders. That's just stupid. But I guess sure. I mean, I suppose it depends how long they migrated. Fine. Okay. Well, I'll fix the alignment later. As I say, that will desync everyone's puzzles later in the day. So what I might do is after I've been shopping, I might take advantage of the fact, and if I'm messing with the database, I'll mess with it fully and put a whole bunch of entries in for an hour or two. Well, never mind. I mean, Triton. I don't think I would have remembered the Triton off the top of my head. Very forgettable as merfolk go. Native and water, though. I mean, it's a crazy stat block. I'll give it that. It's a very unusual one. I don't think anyone's getting that. Let's have a quick look in Discord. Let's see how it went down. Oh, you got it, you smug motherfucker. Orange, should Genasi be native and possible with a subtype that I guess they don't get immunity? That depends, because there are two different versions of the Genasi. So this is an interesting question. The Genasi are represented twice in the Faerun books with different stats, one with a level adjustment, one without. And that's because one is a lesser Genasi. It doesn't say that anywhere on the page, but it is designed to be a lesser version that you can play from LA0. It's so stupid. And no, they don't have the subtype. That's not true. But they should have native. They probably don't because the Faerun books are shit. Again, when it comes to the revision, we'll make some decisions about giving all Plain Touch the native subtype, I feel, just to bring them all into alignment. He also got the Water Grew. That's an interesting one. The Water Naga. Interesting. Yeah, I think Orange's lack of knowledge of what's in the MM1 made him deviate significantly from that book. I think I hit, almost exclusively, just for that last bit at the end, where I was just kind of out of ideas. And Thunder, let's have a look. Wow, yes, very clean. Look at this. Also hitting the MM1 pretty much exclusively. Dwarf Basilisk, Doppelganger, Dire Badger, Animated Object Medium, Carrion Crawler, Thokwa, and then Triton. Why Thokwa? That's an interesting one. That seems, it's basically a giant worm soldering iron. It's a hot worm. Elemental with low CR and the right size. Sure. Oh, I guess you hadn't hit water really at that point, had you? Holy shit. Interesting. Could have gone for a standalone mental. Yeah, I guess so. You went for a hot worm instead. I love how it's like the Thokwa, right? It's an elemental. It has the earth subtype, comes from the plane of fire, and despite clearly being something that you would expect to dig underground, with it having the earth subtype, just somehow, despite living in the plane of fire, its environment is any. Not any underground, just any. Like, what the fuck? Someone purposely designed it that way. And I think they need a slap. It should also have the fire subtype. Again, this thing of like breaking onto another line for no reason. I've missed that as well. Oh my god. I'll fix that at the same time. Thokwa spends most of its time burrowing through rock, looking for minerals to eat. But it's not any underground. I guess it's because it's just given the environment elemental plane of fire. This is something we need to think about in the revision as well. A lot of the reasons why having a plane gives you an any is because the plane just overrides the environment in most of the books. There are a few where people woke up and realized that, hang on a minute, we can put it on another plane and still give it an environment. So maybe we could fix things like that, because I think like the Thokwa, any underground makes absolutely perfect sense. I can't see. Also, can we take a moment to appreciate, although native to the elemental plane of fire, it is also known to inhabit the elemental plane of earth. Jesus Christ. The stuff I have to put up with in doing this fucking database. Okay, well, I'll make notes and fix both of those entries later on after I've done my shopping. I'm gonna head off. I'm gonna go shower, get to the shops, buy some shit, cry about how much it costs, and then come back and work on the database. All right, see you later. Bye.